In today's video, we'll be looking at how to use the AutoQueryGrid component in the ServiceStack Vue library and showing just some of the customizations to help you rapidly build your next Vue application. Here we've created a new Vue application using the ServiceStack.NET X tool and the command x-new vue-mjs /myapp. This creates a new project using the Vue.mjs template. Opening it in Writer and running our application, we already have a bookings AutoQuery endpoint and a page that is used to manage the bookings with a data grid, auto-create form, and auto-edit form components separately. The AutoQueryGrid component combines the functionality of these separate components in a drop-in solution for managing your data via your AutoQuery services. The AutoQueryGrid page uses the same bookings AutoQuery services, but it now uses the AutoQueryGrid component instead. The AutoQueryGrid component benefits from all the metadata about your AutoQuery services in the context of your ServiceStack application, meaning we only have to declare the name of the model used in our AutoQuery services, which in this case is booking, and we get a fully integrated end-to-end solution for managing our data. Let's have a look at the code that's driving our AutoQueryGrid page. Opening our Appos project and navigating to the bookingsauto.cs HTML file, we can see here our AutoQueryGrid component already has a few customizations. While our application is running, if we delete all these customizations, leaving just the declaration of the component with the specified type, we can see all the columns in our booking table and still filter and manage data as needed. The AutoQueryGrid component is also highly customizable since we can drive changes from two places, the metadata about our services as well as customizing the Vue component directly. Here in the Bookings Auto page, we have an example of that customization for how the discount column is being presented. We can use the template discount slot, matching the name of the column we want to customize, and then use our own Vue template for that column. The discount column here is a foreign key from our bookings table to the discount lookup table that gets loaded when we query our AutoQuery services. So by using this Vue slot, we can not only change the way the data is presented, but we can also integrate it with other functionality on the page. Here we're using a text link in the component to bind an on-click event, which then populates an instance of coupon for an auto-edit form that calls the update coupon AutoQuery service. So with very little code, we have used the context of a specific bookings row to update the lookup data with an easy-to-use form. The AutoQueryGrid itself by default comes with a lot of functionality, including paging, composable filtering, export to CSV, column selection, and ordering. This makes the AutoQueryGrid a great drop-in solution for power users or back-office staff that need the ability to filter, create, update, and delete the data. But we can also control which of these default UI elements to hide based on your own requirements using the hide property. Passing a string array, let's remove the copy API URL and download CSV controls. Our UI hot reloads and we can get instant feedback for our changes. If you don't like the controls in the heading altogether, we can just specify to hide the toolbar by itself, and we are left with a clean grid that can still edit and manage our data. We can also use the deny property to disable functionality like filtering. You can then replace built-in slots like toolbars, toolbar buttons, edit form, and create form to have complete control over each part of the component. We can also enhance parts of the create and edit form. We can use slots like form header and form footer to provide additional information to users while still benefiting from all the built-in functionality. And it's not just changing how data is presented or providing additional static text, we can also extend the functionality of the create and edit form using the header and footer. For example, here we've created a custom audit event viewer in a Vue component that shows audit event data for a specific entry. The form footer slot has access to the form itself, the model type, API names, the model instance, and the parent element ID. This gives us enough contextual information to call other API services, in this case the audit event history, fetch additional data from our backend, and present it to the user for additional information. As well as all the customizability of the front-end Vue components, we can also annotate AutoQuery services themselves to control functionality of the grids and the create and edit forms. On the create booking and update booking request DTOs, we're using the input attribute with the type value of text area to ensure that we have more room to fill out the notes property. A text area is then provided for the create and edit forms anywhere the AutoQuery grid is used for the type booking. The format attributes are another useful attribute that will reflect everywhere you use the AutoQuery grid. Here, our bookings model has been updated to always have an associated contact, which has an email and phone number used to contact the client regarding their booking. You can improve the UX for back office staff by formatting them as clickable links by adding the format attribute using the built-in format methods link phone and link email. So if this AutoQuery grid of type booking was a heavily used component in our backend application, we would only have to update the metadata on the services and we would get consistent formatting throughout our application. We can also see this with the INTL or internationalization helper methods. Cost is presented in USD, the booking start date is in a long date style format, and the booking end date is a relative duration between the date and now. And these components are already heavily used to power the API Explorer, low-code app, and admin UI to manage data, users, and to explore your system easier. The AutoQueryGrid Vue component is a turnkey solution for Vue applications to drop in a highly customizable way to integrate your web application with your AutoQuery services. This can save a huge amount of development time, enabling you to focus on delivering your solutions to customers faster. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any suggestions or feedback about our templates or videos, let us know in the comments. If you want to know more, check out our other videos and join us in the ServiceStack community through our Discord and GitHub discussions. ServiceStack is free for individuals and open source projects, so anyone is welcome. And as always, thanks for watching.